Everything I've said has got me canceled. They tried to ruin my life for saying a man should be a man. And if you say a woman should be a woman and she should protect herself and protect her access to herself, and she should not allow men to just view her naked, etc., then you're somehow demonized. And they want to put Cardi B in place instead, where she's saying that everything that a woman can get naked and that's fantastic, and anyone who disagrees with it is it slut shaming? Is that called a thing?
Shaming.
So why is society doing this to men and women? That's the real question.
But I think if you're breaking down the home, the best and quickest way to do that is attacking the woman. And there's more money in lonely, sad women. We consume everything. So if I get to a certain age and I'm not married, I'm going to be more likely to be on prescription drugs. I'm going to be more likely to turn to surgery. I'm going to be more likely to just indulge. Whereas when you have a purpose, those things all take a back burner. So that's why I think it's completely designed to make more money and to destroy the home and make people dependent on, then your God becomes social media. When you don't have a God and you don't have a stable home, your God becomes society. The laws determine your morality. And the quicker they can get you to believe that God doesn't exist and the law is your source of morality, the quicker they can control you.
I think there's definitely an agenda for sure. Absolutely, 100%. But I think the only way to fight it is to stick to, to have discipline, to not follow last year I made a decision. I went on my Instagram. I was like, okay, I myself am following some influencers. So I was like, unfollow. Just be more aware of your lifestyle and your surroundings and your friends and what you're consuming on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Do you guys follow girls on Instagram?
No, they fixed that for me.
No,
by deleting me from the platform.
You haven't. He only has MySpace.
MySpace.com. That's what I
Honestly,
bringing back my.
I only follow my wife.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually Lubna now because with the podcast and probably you, I think.
Yeah.
And that's from work relation. And you can tell.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. And it's
Did you when you first came on social media?
I never have.
No.
I've never. You would have never seen me ever follow FHM girls. It's that never.
Really? You just used to go straight to the message?
No.
No.
I'm a Muslim. I practice my religion to the extent I can, and for me, even if you were to do sins, I think I'd be ashamed to be public about it.
Yeah, exactly.
As I'm like, you'd be ashamed. Everything's for privacy. These women, like you said, they're proud of showing booty. A man men have always been okay, like you said, through society. Like our dads came as freshies on the boats to the UK, saw a white girl, blonde hair. They probably perved into strip clubs, but it wasn't you don't share it. It's just like a thing you do. But women now, making it a public thing is like we're celebrating porn in a way which was out, like it was seen as shameful only a few years ago. So that's what's.
Well, yeah, I don't want to take responsibility away from men, but women have always been the gatekeepers. Men have always been men. I think if you look at any period of history in any part of the world, no matter what the culture, if men had unlimited access to sex, they'd take it. I think it's biological for men to be that way and try and reproduce as many women as possible. I think that women have always been the gatekeepers. They've always been the ones who are saying no. And if women break down the gates and no longer say no, then they're going to have promiscuous societies in godless cities like Miami, like I just described. And I agree with you in terms of them deliberately trying to destroy the family home. They are doing that. Part of it's for consumerism because they want consumerism to be our gods. That's absolutely part of it. But another reason is I think a lot of the plans that people have who are in charge of the world across the next 100 years are truly draconian and they're truly evil. And the things they're going to plan to do to people and the lives we're going to be forced to live. And if you destroy the family unit, if you destroy the idea of standing up, the problem is if a man has a family, he'll die for it. If a man's woman doesn't listen to him, his kids he doesn't talk to, when they come along with these draconian rules and bullshit, you're kind of like, oh, whatever. I'll just move. I'll just move country, or I'll just leave it, or I don't care, right? They're trying to destroy the resistance and the resilience amongst the population so they can make slaves of us all. And I think that the family unit is a big part of that.
And
That's right.
Woman is the best way to do it.
Well, absolutely, because if you have a woman who's truly ride or die, truly by your side, and kids who truly love you, you're going to stand on that porch with a shotgun and say, no, you're not coming in this house. But when you don't have that, it gets to a point where it's like, not my fight, not my problem. And it actually extrapolates, not just from the family unit, it goes bigger and bigger. This is the reason why in Western societies, nobody knows each other. Nobody likes each other. If you live in a street in England, you don't know anyone. You don't know. You can live there your whole life. You don't talk to nobody. And then even if you do start to meet people, you don't like, he's that color, don't like him. He's from there, don't like him. He likes that kind of car, don't like him. Nobody likes each other. Society is completely degraded. There's no baseline morality. There's no unifying factor. There's absolutely nothing. And what happens is as soon as the law breaks down, if you look at even in America when there's natural disaster, as soon as the law is gone, as soon as the police can't turn up, it becomes They start shooting at each other. There's a free-for-all,
We
right?
saw in Seattle, didn't we? After the BLM whole.
We saw after
riots.
Hurricane Katrina, they're shooting at the cops, all this
Crazy.
stuff.
They took over like a courthouse in Seattle. It was just like lawlessness.
So they destroy the family unit to destroy the town to build these societies where everybody's innately selfish. You may be scared of the law, so you behave a little bit, but everybody's absolutely innately selfish. So when they come along with complete insanity, draconian laws, where they say because of the common cold you're not allowed to leave your house, for example, we're going to put you out of business, and they wreck you.
Common cold.
Everyone sits at home and doesn't do shit.
And follows.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, well, not my problem, not. But when you actually care about your family, you care about your community, you care about your town, and it becomes much harder to control people because the globalists and their agenda is to make slaves of us all. That's what they're trying to do. And it's hard to make a slave of a man who has a family and believes in protecting his family. It's
But
difficult.
if 2020 taught us anything, they can easily do it. There's so many sheep in the world. Can I say that?
I was,
you can say what you want.
I
was
was so disappointed.
Do you know what I realized from that? For years, I used to think, how did the Holocaust happen? How did he convince an entire country to think like that? When I saw 2020 take care of this, I couldn't believe how easy it is.
Completely.
It's so easy. And I felt insane because when I would say to people, this is insane, they would look at me like I was an alien.
Yeah.
And even now that I feel vindicated, they've never come to say sorry to me. All the people that came for me, but you know,
Well, we saw it
at
with
least we
his-
saw the difference.
With his cancellation. Like that overnight.
Overnight, crazy.
And
right?
everyone, all of a sudden, people don't even know what he's cancelled for. I see a video, I've seen on YouTube or TikTok, there's a guy who goes around to campuses and he asks women, random women, what do you think of Andrew Tate? And why do you hate him? What's a misogynist? First they go, oh, we hate him, he sucks, like, you know?
Yeah.
Then they go, oh, because he said this. What did he say? They can't ever mention one thing. And they can't define what a misogynist even is.
Yeah.
Well,
So there's your
we're
example.
living in a world where they don't even know what a woman
Bring
is.
the mic near
Sorry,
to
I'm
us.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No, but it's
Yeah.
true. You're right.
We
They
don't know what woman is.
now.
Now we're saying a woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
I'm very sorry. I assumed you were both women when I walked in the room. I apologize for
Oh no, yeah, no,
assuming
you
your
didn't
genders.
ask.
I don't wanna get in
I go
trouble.
by she.
In America, I
Oh,
get in
yeah,
trouble for that. I
she.
apologize.
Astaghfirullah. What a world.
Yeah,
What a
but
world.
no, but it's absolute clown world, and they're trying to convince you. This goes back into what we were saying earlier about destroying the family unit. They're
Yeah.
trying to convince you to ignore your own eyes.
Yeah.
None of these things that are happening are on accident. COVID was a perfect example of how they're trying to convince you to ignore your own eyes. I love that you said nobody apologized because I was the biggest anti-corona person.
Me
and
too.
everyone's like, good. We need
Yeah,
people on
I
the
didn't
side.
wear a mask. I got in trouble at work every single day, and I did it with my chest.
Absolutely.
Like,
And now everyone understands, but at the very beginning, I'm talking about day one. I did 3 minutes of logic. I sat with Tristan and said, look, if this disease kills us, 2 military-age males in our prime, then the world's fucked. So there's no point hiding from it.
Yeah.
If it kills us, it's over. So we, from within 10 seconds of the propaganda, we're over with it. We didn't do nothing. And you're right. Nobody apologizes. Nobody says sorry.
but
Nobody
the-
self-reflects. Nothing.
The reason
Oh,
I
they've
was
invaded
so
Iraq. They
yeah.
haven't said sorry. They've
That's
killed
right,
a million
exactly.
people. What are they going to care about a disease
But
which
the-
they can like uncover?
That was
you
the
know?
red flag. It's like there's children starving in the world for diarrhea, and you can easily cure that. And now we're telling everyone has to shut down because old people might die. And I was like, this is not their. They're not caring government.
So why did they do it? And people will say money, but money is actually a very optimistic way to look at it because I don't think that, in fact, the people who did these kind of things are above money. They print money. They don't do
Yeah.
it for money. They do it because they're training you into submission. When they say to you, wear a mask when you walk in the restaurant, sit down, take it off when you eat, put it back on to go toilet, calm down, take it off. This has nothing to do with medicine. This is submission training. And they're also training you and convincing you to ignore your own eyes. It's not an accident. They're testing their machine. When I say ignore your own eyes, I've had this argument with people.